Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is an M12, the Tier 7 American SPG, and we're on the north spawn of Malinovka Encounter, and it's being driven by Marshal Nishizumi. I hope I've pronounced that correctly, but I believe he's a Kiwi, so he's from New Zealand. It's a very unusual name, but Marshall sounds French and Nishizumi sounds Japanese, but I have it on reliable authority that the gentleman is from New Zealand, so oh well. He's got a bit of everything there, and he's driving his M12 down into the gap. It's a bit difficult to fire from in there actually, because the riverbanks or the banks can actually be a bit of a hindrance. But actually this is not an encounter battle, it's actually a standard battle. The spawn point was a bit unusual, it threw me off. But he's aimed at a T28 prototype, and whoa, he stunned it, and immediately it was taken out. So he's picked up some points straight away. Okay, got a T25 AT. He's sitting up on that rise. I'll bet you he's gone back up there again. More than likely. There's fire going in at him, so it makes me suspect that he is still up there. If we see any shots go in from other tanks, then I think we can reasonably assume he's there. But Marshall's fired in anyway, but unfortunately it went long, very long. Now it's got a 24.5 second reload on this particular M12. Okay, the T25 he was firing at was actually a Super Unicum. I wonder if he thinks... Yes, he's still there. He is still there. He just dodged to the back. Now, is he going to be able to put him in? Oh, that one hit target! No explosion at all, so he definitely hit the Unicum. Or the Super Unicum, I should say. It's got a 1.7 second flight time to that target. It's 657 meters away. But there's a T92 sitting up at the ridgeline in the centre, doing a bit of spotting from there, and he's beating a hasty retreat. Rounds out. Oh, right into his rear. 325 hit points, 2 critical hits. That's gonna leave a mark. Oh, there's the T92. Yeah, you can see he's still stunned. He's receiving fire. That's a very silly thing of him to do, but there again, I suppose he feels that if he can get to the ramp, he can proxy spot anybody who comes up to the bushes near that ramp, and possibly pop up and take shots at any of the tanks that are going up the hill. But trouble for him is that the tanks are already on the hill. Okay, there's an IS-2 up near the windmill. Marshall's trying to get a shot at that IS-2, but he's not poking his head out. Ah, but that Tiger P is in a very vulnerable spot. Rounds out. And he's tracked him. 122 hit points of splash. Got some stun assist off this as well. He's in a very awkward position. He's picking up more stun assist as time goes by. Okay, that T92 keeps poking his head up, but it'd be a virtually impossible shot from this angle. Couldn't drop it into the dip. But there's a T29 and a T69 on the lower part of the hill. They can get the T29, rounds out. Oh, 42 hit points of splash, but that T29 is going around the back to hit that black dog. And that black dog needs to get out of there quick, otherwise he's going to be in terrible trouble. He's not going to be able to beat the reload, and the T29 is just going to play with him until he's ripped all his hit points away. Oh, the T29 was taken out by the AT7. Okay, he's fired a round in there, but the Tiger P was taken out, but he did stun the IS-2. Right, now that means they've got control of the hill, but unfortunately they just lost the black dog to the other T29. who's a little further down the hill. Effectively, I think they've got control of the hill now. Even with the IS-2 behind the windmill, they've got more of the occupied more of the hill than the enemy. Except, of course, that T-69's now come up to assist the IS-2. But the round's out. Oh, that was a direct hit. He stunned him, and he's picking up loads of assists. 624 hit points of stun assist there, to add to the 256 hit points of the initial strike, which went right into the side of him. I think if we can look closely enough, we can see a mark on the side of that T-69. On the IS-2 now. Oh, that one went a bit wide, but even so, he still picked up some splash. 35 hit points. And of course the stun's useful. Keeps the IS-2 from trying to fight. Indicating target again. He's going to go for the IS-2. 4 seconds. Almost reloaded. 2, 1. He's loaded. Rounds out. Direct hit. 232. I heard the sizzle on that one. Sounded like the shell went off directly. I can't see the yellow mark where it hit, but it did hit directly. Going for that T-69 now. He's moving about quite a bit. He obviously knows how to throw off Arty by being unpredictable, but I'm not sure it's going to help him now. Rounds out. Oh no, he did dodge it. He turned and moved away at the right moment, and that T-29's now come onto the lower hill, going after the T-25-2, and he's got a T-26E4 to help him. So now the enemy are actually in control of the top part of the hill. The T-25-2 is going to have to escape if he can. Rounds out on the E4. Oh, right into... and he's got a fire! He's got a fire! And he's gone! He's taken out the T-26E4. 360 hit points. Set him on fire. It's going to get an arsonist on that one. Okay, T-69's come down to the lower hill to help the T-29, because he knows that T-29's now in trouble. That T-25 has managed to get some good hits. That one was 235 on the T-69 and 4 critical hits, including a track. But he's untracked himself and he's taken out the T-25 too. But they've still got some tanks up there. They've got a Lerva and a VK100-01P. And they're on the higher hill. Round out on the T-29 and he splashed him. 44 hit points and stunned him, more importantly. Meanwhile, the Lerva's going around the back of the windmill. He's badly damaged, but he can still put shots out. The T-29's backing off. He doesn't want any more. He knows he's in trouble. The T-69's with him, but really they are in a bit of a pickle. That T-69's about to get a rude awakening to HE shell. Yes, and he's gone. 235 hit points, and he's out the game. Okay, Marshall's looking back. There's 2 tanks he can hit. It's an SU-122-44, the Stalin's Hammer, sitting by the rock and is with an Emil 1. Now he can probably get both of them if he fires a round in there, because they're rather close. Although, no, the 122 is backing away now. So he's going after the Emil, and he did get a hit. Splash hit, 104 hit points, and he's getting stun assist, and the Emil's taken out, so he's picked up the rest of the points. Right, so they're now closing in on the Super Unicum. There's only 3 enemy left. 2 tank destroyers, 1 Arty, and one of those is the Super Unicum. The Arty's an S51. Round out on the T-34. Or was it T-34? It was the, sorry, the SU-122. He stunned him. He's sight on. Oh, if he was only loaded right now. He's tracked. He's stuck. I don't think he'll be there for much longer. Marshall's come out of the dip. It does help a bit. There's the S-51. It's been spotted. Meanwhile, the other 2 are sitting there behind the rock. He's fired at the T-25 AT, and he only stunned him. Stalinhammer's gone down. That's just the T-25 AT to go, and he's been taken out. So that's the end of the battle. He got a win rate of 3391 on that battle so far. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for Marshal Nishizumi in the M12. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 20 in that one. 4 times more than he needed. And yes, he did pick up an arsonist badge when he set fire to that T26E4 Super Pershing and burnt him to death. He also picked up a Confederate, and it was a well-earned Confederate, because just look at the sheer number of enemies that he struck during that battle. That's a pretty effective Confederate, that one. If we look at the team scores, well, he came top on damage, 2,752 hit points of damage. He came joint top with 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, he's right at the top of the table again, 1,276. So that master badge, the ace tanker, was well earned. Let's have a look at the detail report. Well, he fired 18 rounds, got 6 direct hits, 6 penetration, 11 splash, did damage of 2,752 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He hit 10 of the enemy, 2/3 of the enemy team, and he killed 2 of them. He did stun assistance of 2,249 hit points off 16 stuns. On a standard account, just the standard account he plays with, he got 38,577 credits, and there's a Holy Ops bonus in there, and even though he spent a huge amount on ammunition, he still walked away with 24,145 credits, which is a huge amount. And he received 1,276 XP, and there's a Holy Ops bonus in there too, and it was ×2 for the first victory, so he walks away with 3,011 XP in total. So a well-deserved ace tanker, a well-deserved Confederate for hitting 2/3 of the enemy team, and you definitely earned that arsonist badge when you took that Super Pershing apart by setting fire to his rear when he was facing with his rear to you. So well done indeed. That was a very good replay. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.